Alright, so I am assuming this video is a part of the 280ZX video or something else, but Jonathan has decided to come. I try to film as much as I can, just that way I'm putting out content for you guys. And if this is its own video for some reason, then what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you. So it's been a couple weeks now since you guys last saw us wrap this. I'm not going to show like how everything looks just yet, but if you follow this man on Instagram, you've already seen it. But what we're doing is actually taking this 326 wing that he got from Jacob and use it for his 370. Now, the fitment isn't bad. The little ends there do need some adjustments. It just doesn't lay flush. As long as the parts that the screws actually go into touch, that's what's important right here. But we're gonna go ahead and use some spray foam, fiberglass, and Bondo to make sure that it looks like it fits. So this is what we're working with. There's a decent sized gap in between what needs to actually touch the wing or not, so it's gonna be a little bit of a process, but we'll get it taken care of. So the first layer of spray foam is on. It may need more, but right now our concern is where we're going to be like actually mounting the hardware. So because of that, we might actually do like 2 separate layers of fiberglass with spray foam. So we're gonna play it by ear and kind of go from there. So 2 days later, this is nice and solid now, exactly what we want. Definitely need some more foam to be built up in the back. Getting the angle correct is going to be interesting because the front piece is pretty much touched. It's the back area that definitely needed more. So to make sure that we get that right angle is going to be a little tricky, but I think we can do it. But while this is like this, we're gonna go ahead and cut these just a little bit to go ahead and flatten them out, lay a layer of fiberglass in between just to add like that extra stability within it, and then once the fiberglass is all good and dry, then from there we'll go ahead and add another layer of spray foam. So slight change of plans. So we shaved it down roughly to what it needed to be. However, again, the front pieces already touched the trunk, so we didn't necessarily need that. But if we go the method that we were originally thinking, this is going to take forever, and the fitment, like to get perfect, is going to be a bit much. But I had a separate idea of how to make sure that the fitment is absolutely perfect. It was just a matter of how were we going to get it done. But I had some more ideas, figured it out, so we're pretty much good to go. We have a plan set, I think. So I'm going to pick this back up on Saturday, and then I'll show you guys what our idea is, how we're going to make this work, and I'm pretty excited because when this comes out, it's going to look like stock and like it's meant to be there. So I will see you guys here in a couple days for me on Saturday, not Sunday, because I'm going snowboarding Sunday. So I'll see you on Saturday. So we've cut off a piece of the foam just to make sure that this piece here is officially touching the back of the trunk. We've also taped the back of Jonathan's trunk. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to just put the wing up against the back, prop it up, and then put the spray foam directly on the trunk to make sure that it expands and sits where it needs to be exactly. Which in theory, this should work perfectly. Again, we already tested it. We found a way to mount the wing and like get it to sit the way that we need to, which I'll show you in a second. But this is the process that we're doing. Again, we just want to make sure that it's flush, it sits properly, and it looks OEM.
Oh, it's day outside too, so we can actually see what we're doing. That's right.
So a minute ago, Jonathan called this ghetto, which it doesn't look great, but I mean, it's holding it pretty damn good, honestly. So spray foam mountains have been made. Now it's just a process of waiting. We need to let this sit for at least 5 hours so that it keeps its shape. After that, we should be able to at least move it off of the trunk. That way Jonathan can drive his car, but we'll probably want to wait at least 8 hours to a full day to actually start cutting into it, because we've got to make sure that the insides aren't all gooey. Here's the test right here. So the movement from the dump truck didn't move this, so I think we're okay to leave it. I don't think we have to worry about it too much. I apologize for the jet motor that is currently in the back, but it is freezing in here. So we have this propane heater going right now to try and keep us warm. We took the tripod off of it and the wing like stood on its own, so that was a good sign. And all of the outside harden pretty well. The only thing is the inside, because it's not like exposed to the air, it takes a little bit longer sometimes to dry. So for spots like that, you either have to leave it for a really long time to fully like dry and harden the way it needs to, or you have to cut into it and let it breathe and let it harden that way. So unfortunately there is a little bit of a cavity in between both sides. So we just went ahead and filled that in currently. Gonna let this sit, dry fully, and then within a day or two, we'll go ahead and come back at it, fully sand it down, smooth it out, and then just start shaping it completely. So a few days later, we had to add some more foam and take some off just to try and get it to fit as close as we possibly could. So far, one side is really close and looking really good. The other side has a slight gap, but we'll be able to fill that in with some Bondo and fiberglass, so it's not a huge deal. We wanted it to be as close as possible, but so far, I think it looks pretty good. I think Jonathan's pretty happy with it, but let me show you what it's looking like so far. So from the back and like the side angles, here's what they're looking. They look like actual stands, as you can tell. And then, so this is a side that looks really good. You can see like there's a slight, there's slight gaps here, but these are so minuscule that like fiberglass and Bondo will be able to get that no problem. This side also touching looks good. There is a bigger gap again on this side, not terrible though. So we're not too worried about this gap just because the fiberglass and Bondo will be able to take care of that as well. What do you think so far?
It's been a pain in the ass, but
it's been a pain in the ass, but it's looking good, man. So now that those are pretty much the shape that we want them to be, we're gonna go ahead and take the sander to them, sand them down just to smooth them out and making them look a little nicer. Then from there, we can start the fiberglass and then the Bondo. Okay, so we have sanded these down. They look really nice and clean. So now I'm gonna take some fiberglass and start laying it along this just to strengthen it. And then from there we can add Bondo and smooth it all out. But right now the main thing is to make sure that it's nice and sturdy so that it doesn't break. And this is what they're looking like so far. There are a couple spots that we want to make sure are a little more solid. Again, they don't look the greatest right now, but the main focus of the fiberglass is just to make sure that it's all solid and one piece. So that's what we did, and now that this is good, we're going to go ahead and clean these up, and then we're going to use Bondo glass to not only strengthen this, but help smooth them out a little bit. So that's what we're about to do right now. That was close.
So, how did that Bondo taste?
Luckily, my tongue didn't touch it, but it did touch my lip.
This shit is hard as a rock.
Dang, you are too? I'll be honest, I cannot remember what I recorded on the last clip, because as you can probably tell from Jonathan's car, a lot of time has passed. Started this video, his car was brown and it had a Christmas tree on top of it. Not necessarily that the process has been so difficult that it's just taking this long. It's really more of just the fact that we've just been really busy with other projects going on, and that looks really weird where my finger just was and him being bent over. Jonathan just really isn't in a rush to get this done. All right, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was more worried about the show and trying to get my car finished for that, so I just didn't finish it right now.
I'm sure you guys already know, but since we started this, we did some carbon stuff to my 350. We wrapped my Q50. We wrapped his 370. Even wrapped 2 other cars for customers. We've just been really busy, and the problem is now that Jonathan rewrapped his car, if we put the wing up against it to finish off the details, it's possibly going to mess up the wrap that he has on it, and he doesn't have anymore. We used the entire roll to wrap his car. Back to the wing and how it's looking. It's honestly looking really good. Just how the stands are looking, nice, solid. There's a little bit more smoothing out that we have to do, but they look really good, and it looks like a pretty complete wing. I believe last time we put it on Jonathan's car, there was this much space left that we just needed to fill in. And the wing is looking really good. I think it's going to help bring his car together even more so. He also added a nice rear diffuser to his car last time we saw it. And I thought about waiting to put this video out till we fully finish the wing, but I don't know when that's going to be, honestly. And I already filmed a bunch of content for this video, and I just want to keep putting videos out for you guys, so I figured I'm just going to go ahead and post it. To give the roughest idea of what I can, because he put his old wing back on, this is roughly what it's looking like. Obviously not face down that much, but it's coming together. Hopefully you guys aren't too bummed about not being able to see the final product, but that's just how this video is going to have to end. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. By this point, I should finally be monetized on YouTube, which is awesome. After years of hard work, it's finally gotten there, and I am super excited about it. And that's thanks to every single one of you guys. So thank you again. I appreciate you. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace out.